Welcome to the Berks Homes Podcast, the business of building homes. I am not Katie, and I'm not here with my brother Ben. My name is Brandon Raubenstine, and I'm the multimedia specialist here at Berks Homes. I produce most of our video content and help out with lots of our marketing and advertising efforts. And today, joining me is John D'Angelo, Director of Construction. How you doing, John?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Good, good.
Thanks for having me on today.
Yeah, of course. This
Yeah.
is your second time on.
Yes, sir.
And
Basically a veteran now.
yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so this is my first episode hosting the podcast. You guys are going to see and hear me a little bit more. I'm going to try to interview some more people in Berks Homes, talk a little bit more about our story, have more people on, their background, their interaction with customers, and what they like about the job, and just go a little bit more in detail about the Berks Homes story. Katie and Ben are super busy running the business, so they're more than happy to have this podcast kind of evolve. And I'm more than happy to help them have this podcast evolve. So
Yeah, it's great. I think having different guests and getting all the different aspects and sometimes viewpoints of how does everybody else look at it too, right?
Yep.
It's always a different viewpoint. Everybody's eyes are different. So it's good.
Yeah. And yeah, we were getting more and more requests of just where'd the podcast go? And, people were, active listeners that really, wait for that week and really like to listen to Katie and Ben. And I'm hoping that I can do just as a good job as them and keep people entertained and help, like I said, bring other people on and tell their story.
Yeah, that's great.
So before we go a little bit more into the episode, just want to let you guys know that I've been at Berks Homes for 9 years now. I started as the graphic designer, did that for a few years and kind of just evolved into video. I didn't really do much video at all. I think I took like one photography class in college and kind of needed it. I started to try it out on an iPhone and kind of just wanted to learn more about a camera and fell in love with it. So ever since then, I've been doing video for at least 6 years now, and I love it. It's so much fun. Just wanted to give you a little background on me and how I kind of got started and how we created this studio. We created the studio probably a couple years ago. It's kind of just like an idea that Katie and Ben had that they would like to do, and I kind of just transformed the office into like this soundproof little studio. We had actually one of our own employees create this custom resin wood table. His name is Justin Baggins. He's one of our warranty techs. I think he's a warranty manager now, and he even made the amazing backdrop as well. He's very hands-on and creates really good pieces and was able to really bring the studio together. But yeah, so I've been at Berks Homes for 9 years now, and I've been friends with John ever since. So how did we like to meet? Because I'm in marketing, you're in construction. We didn't really, our paths don't really cross a little bit. Do you remember how we met?
Yep. I'm sure. I believe I stopped in here. Actually, it was this room. Used to be two desks in here. And you're in here with Joe Roslin.
Yeah, me and Joe Roslin used to work in here. He's our creative director. He used to be my boss. Now he's my coworker. We used to be in here. There used to be actually 2 office spaces, but they wanted a podcast. So this was like kind of the perfect room to do it. And we kind of just soundproofed it. And
yeah, it's working out good, I think.
Thanks. Yeah, appreciate it.
But yeah, I came in, I think, to talk to Joe about going to lunch. One of my favorite things to do, obviously. And you were in here. We were like, let's take Brandon to lunch. So that's how we met. I mean, that's literally how we met.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, I've always popped into marketing. I like to harass them and give my ideas, for them to crumble up and throw in the trash can. Yeah.
We had a good idea the other week. So.
Oh, well, thanks. Every once in a while, every once. 1 out of a million.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it was just literally, it was your first day and kind of popped in here and harassed you like I've known you for 25 years.
Yeah, I didn't like you. I was just like, who is this guy? Yeah. You made a joke about how he I don't know, design carpets or something. I'm like, who the heck is this guy? I didn't understand your comedy and sarcasm at first, and I was kind of like a grumpy
like a grumpy Edward Cullen from Twilight, like a little vampire guy. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think it was what, like 22?
Yeah,
I think it was like 22.
Kind of angry at everything in the world. Look how far you've come.
Yeah. I think video was definitely my calling and definitely changed me as a person. I don't know. I liked graphic design. Did it a few years. It was cool, but I don't know. Just wasn't very passionate about it. So definitely video photography was definitely my thing.
Yeah, I think you express yourself better through video. I've told you that before.
Yeah.
It's your natural. Your viewpoint through the lens is hard to find, I think. So
For sure.
you do a
Yeah.
great job.
Yeah, I do a lot of I care a lot, so I
Right.
put a lot of effort into the work. So,
You could
yeah.
tell.
So, going into a little bit about construction, what makes a Berks home feel different when you walk through it from another builder's home?
I think that as a company, we truly do try to, we care a lot about the product that we give out. We're proud of it.
Yeah.
That's something that we try to cascade even just through all departments in the company, but especially mine. All those guys know that. I can't sometimes talk about a Berks Homes, about the company. When we had our first commercial
Sure.
in my construction assembly, I got choked up about it. So those guys all know, how I feel. My heart's all the way in it.
Yeah.
Kind of gained all that from Laverne back in the day.
Mhm.
And Ben and Katie certainly carry that as well. So I
Yep.
think that cascades down, and all the guys know. I've told them, if you just want to work here just to build homes and be a carpenter and just get things built, it's not the right place
Sure.
for you. You have to want to care about it.
Right.
And it may not be that there's certain guys that may not necessarily ever contact the customer, but to understand that we're not just building like a product in a factory that we're selling. It's a home where people are going to live, people are going to die, people are going to raise their kids. So
Yep.
I try to always keep that in mind and explain this is a big deal,
Yeah.
So you want to care about it. Do other builders? Probably, but I don't know that they all do. I mean, some people just want to have a product and they sell it. But I think
Sure.
that we have, especially here, a team of people that do truly care a lot about what they do. And you have to keep that vibe going all the time,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
people that don't, they stand out quickly, on a job site. If they're not, I'm more worried about how I think it looks is going to be right for the person than the black and white initially in a print or
Mhm.
something like that.
Yeah.
I may not know if that's off an inch right away, but does it look good? Good.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Right.
It's done correctly. People are going to like it. And, we've had guys that they get so excited just for orientation when the customer
Oh, yeah.
comes, because they're like, this is your new house. It's not like, here's your new house,
Right. Yeah.
So,
That's awesome.
yeah. So I think that, and we're working to continue to expand that experience. So I think that
Mhm.
it's only going to get better, really, for people as we go. I think it's going to be better than it ever was. I'd be interested in a year from now just to see overall customer satisfaction. I
Yeah.
think it's going to blow up with some changes we have coming, and then those changes will just increase the amount that people care, I think. So
That's
it's
amazing.
good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
People really know you for JDTV. So, sure, people would love to know, what was the first initial conversation that made JDTV happen?
I think, I can, as when you first met me, I can be a character a little bit. And I almost feel like it was back that we almost like were joking around videoing.
Oh, yeah.
And it was Mike Lutz was still here. And, we were basically, phones were just starting to be able to be used for video. I guess I've been here since cell phones were invented.
Mhm.
So it was an exciting time. We
Heck
could
yeah.
video right on our telephone device. And I think we kind of joked around about it. And then, I feel like it might have been Joe Roslin back in the day kind of came up. We should have this John D TV. As we all know, I always have opinions about things, and I like to tell everyone about food or whatever,
Mhm.
right? So they thought, hey, this would be perfect. You could just talk. I can talk about anything. You can just talk about how we're building a house. So we literally, there were multiple people in the office that don't even work in the marketing department, because if Joe wasn't available, Mike Lutz would video. Adam Chrisman, that used to work here in purchasing, he videoed me
Oh,
one
yeah.
time. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. It was like whoever could come at
Sure.
that stage. It was down in Mountain View in Morgantown.
Okay.
And so it wasn't far away from the office. And if we were at a certain stage that needed that video done, I basically asked whoever was here, can you come video this real quick? And it was truly just talking to the camera about what's happening, just like I'd explain it to my kids,
Yeah.
and have fun. And because I'm just one of those guys that's not the luckiest person in the world, tripping over stuff, falling down, stuttering, saying words wrong, it kind of seemed to make it even more interesting because it wasn't just robotic,
Right. Yeah.
Here I am. I probably said that word wrong.
Yeah.
Everyone will point it out later,
Yeah.
but I didn't care,
Mhm.
whatever, So we just talked about it. It's exciting. Construction is exciting
Yeah.
to me. So it was fun to just talk about it.
Of course.
Yeah. Don't need a script. Let's go.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah,
want to talk
guys,
about?
like when I recorded John the last season of JDTV, that's no script. And we mostly did that in like one or two takes. Like I literally just say action and John just goes into construction mode. I don't know where he stores all the information, but it's pretty amazing how you just kind of
Thanks.
like I mean, you've done lots of videos, I'm sure you messed up maybe a lot in the very beginning with the
Hmm.
phone, but like it's pretty cool. Like and lots of people like it. Lots of people find it very helpful and you're not just trying to say what people want to hear, you're giving hard facts about the build and you're giving your honest opinion about it and I think lots of people appreciate that. Lots of people I think continue to follow you and watch the episodes because of that.
There's nothing to hide, right? And so I involved, in my purview is the scopes of work about how we take every step and do everything in each facet of the build. And myself and the people that help write them are passionate about it
Yeah.
because we actually care.
Right.
Again, we're not just trying to get it done.
Mhm.
What's the best way to do it, the most efficient way?
Mhm.
What's going to have the best result in the end? What's going to hold up best for warranty? Those kind of things.
Yeah.
But construction, it's not a perfect science. We're not building in a laboratory. So there are things that aren't done perfectly and there's mistakes to be had. And there's literally probably 1,000 or more hands involved with every home build. You cannot,
Right.
these aren't robots, right?
Yeah.
These are human beings.
Yep.
People have bad days, good days, different levels of skill. It's our job to stay on top of that, but you're going to find mistakes and we just
Yeah.
take care of them,
Sure.
right?
Yep.
So we like to tell customers that, listen, this really is not how it's supposed to be, but we are going to make it how it's supposed to
Mhm.
be. So we have that time. We're not going to just say, we perfectly
Yeah.
install this wood and we examine every 2x4 with an
Sure.
X-ray machine. That's not
Yeah.
the reality.
Right.
We're just being real,
Yep.
building homes,
Open communication.
open
Yep.
communication, being transparent at all
Yep.
times. And in the end, just making sure we deliver what we promised you, right? And so it can be tough. It's tough out there. You have weather
Yep.
and all those things. And again, just different people.
Yep.
You can have a crew from a company that's amazing
Mhm.
and the same company has another crew that is the worst crew you've ever worked with. And
Yeah.
it's like, how do all these people work together?
Exactly right.
Right. So you have to always kind of be on top of your game that way. And it's not perfect,
Mhm.
but you do your best to make it look as good as it can be.
Sure. Yeah.
It's all we have a lot of natural materials that are in that finish. So
Yeah.
you can only work with what you have there with those, granite is one of those things, just thinking of that. It's a
Mhm.
stone.
Yeah.
It can have crazy veins that people hate.
Okay.
Kind of looks like this big blue streak here.
Yeah.
Might be a big black streak in an island. I think that looks awesome.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that think that looks like a defect, but
Oh,
it's
yeah?
just that natural material.
Interesting.
That's what's in the rock. I mean, you cut a
Right.
rock, that's what you get,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So sometimes people, they want to make sure they don't have one in there. And then to me, then it looks like fake stone,
Okay. Yeah.
And I think some people would feel like you're trying to like sell it, like, well, I mean, it's not really bad. No, I mean, I tell them, I think it's awesome.
Mhm.
Sudden, you have a slab of stone that was cut out of a mountain.
Yeah.
And that's your countertop.
Right.
It's pretty slick.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it doesn't look like that, then it just looks like something a guy made in a factory,
Right.
which, I mean, there are some beautiful materials that they
Mhm.
make, wonderful stuff. But my personal is that I love that natural stone, but
Yeah.
it's a great example of it's natural.
Right.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
You have to appreciate the beauty in it
Mhm.
sometimes,
I think most
So
people probably do.
I think they do, but sometimes like with cabinetry, it's tough because, you have 50 doors or 30 doors in a kitchen, say
Yeah.
a big kitchen,
Yep.
and they all just look perfect, almost like they're man-made.
Sure.
And then one has a knot in it because it's
Mhm.
actually wood. And they try to keep those knots out unless it's like a knotty pine look to it or something like that. People are like, oh, that looks terrible.
Yeah.
And it can because, of course, through the selection process and building these cabinets, they're trying to pick the most perfect looking pieces.
Sure.
And then one has a knot, right? Because don't forget, this was made out of a tree.
Yes.
So it's interesting. People have different viewpoints.
Of
on that.
course. Yeah.
So
What do you think's the most difficult stage in construction?
I would say when the cabinets get installed.
Yeah.
And I would say, you mean difficult for the customers or difficult to build?
Yeah, let's do both. Maybe like what have you seen customers really get maybe like overwhelmed with and you got to kind of like maybe calm them down?
Typically, it's right when those cabinets go in.
Okay.
So that's the stage where the home's trimmed and painted.
Mhm.
They have all their brand new, beautiful floors in,
Okay.
and now their beautiful cabinets are installed.
Yep.
and there's a lot of dust.
Sure. Okay. That's
Again,
like,
we're not working in a laboratory. We cover and protect things.
yeah.
Guys sweep up, but it's not mopped and cleaned
Yep.
and all those
Okay.
things, right? It's like if you live in an existing home that's beautiful and a guy comes to do remodeling, there's going to be some
Right.
dust, right?
Yeah.
So they do kind of like a rough cleanup
Okay.
constantly, but that's hard for people to accept sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
We talk a lot about it. It's going to be dusty in there. We're going to check everything. We're going to clean it up and do our best to catch if there's a little nick or
Right.
there's a problem, we'll address all those things at that time. But you're not, again, working in this controlled atmosphere where you cut a piece of wood or walk in outside and there's dust around,
Mm-hmm.
things get dusty. So it's hard to see. This is my brand new stuff here, So
Yeah.
that can be hard to accept, and it's something we do talk a lot about to prepare people that don't understand that. If they've never built a home, they don't know what that's like.
Okay.
They just picture this perfectly clean thing all the time. And again, you have thousands of hands
Yeah.
doing construction.
Yeah.
It's a little dusty, but we try to do our best to keep it, as clean as possible.
Mm-hmm.
We want to be respectful of products and things.
Right.
I'm actually maniacal about when someone gets oak stairs in their home.
Okay.
That should be perfectly covered at all times. There goes that microphone again. Because to me,
You
that's
can't
like,
hit it more than Ben. Ben
okay,
literally
does he
hits,
hit
I
it a
think,
lot?
6 or
Yeah.
7 times the last episode. I was like,
I can't believe that I'm actually better than Ben at something
Yeah.
besides eating. So the oak, like an oak staircase, when somebody buys that, in my eyes, that's a piece of furniture,
yeah.
right? And so, would you walk with dirty shoes on your mom's china server in the dining room? I don't think so.
Right.
Right. So let's perfectly protect that, even though it is for walking
Sure.
later.
Yeah.
But to protect that oak, someone said, hey, I'm going to invest a little money. I want this beautiful oak stairway in my home.
Mhm.
And then, I've walked in on guys with dirty shoes, just,
Yeah.
walking up the steps. So we do our best they come covered. Sometimes they get uncovered during installation. We try to recover them,
Yeah.
put additional covering on top. And that's one of those things. It's not always perfect. You
Mhm.
have to chase people down. Not everybody thinks of it like that, but that's one of my personal hot buttons.
Yeah.
And I just, I would never walk in a house with new floors with dirty shoes, but
Yeah.
some
Right.
people do.
Yeah.
Their house might be interesting if you go visit. I don't know.
Yeah. I usually take my shoes off when I go
Mhm.
in a house.
Yeah, that can be interesting. Again, you're dealing with literally hundreds of personalities.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it can be fine. Explain to people, hey, there might have been a guy that walked in there at 3:00 with muddy shoes. The superintendent just left.
Mhm.
The customer had an appointment with the salesperson and told them they walk in, why is this mud on my floor?
Sure. Yep.
We try to prevent it. We have signs that we put down, all
Mhm.
these things. But
Yeah.
again, we have humans
Yep.
that we're working with. So,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Construction wise. So I talked about hardest thing for the customer.
Mhm.
I would say hardest construction wise, not hard like physically, but the framing can be complex.
Yep.
And it's, if your framing's wrong, everything's going to be wrong
Yeah.
in the house, right?
Okay.
So it's not only hard, it's important to have it done perfectly.
Yeah.
Everything is as it should be, not just to code, but to our designs. We learn from our mistakes, basically.
Mhm.
So people in warranty, if they have floor squeaks and things like that, we take that all the way into account. We come to find out, it's how we're building a beam of multiple joists together and they squeak, or how floor joists go into joist hangers that
Mhm.
hold the floor joist.
Okay.
Now we put a bed of glue in there,
Yeah.
adhesive, and like construction adhesive in there to help bond it to it. And also it becomes like a permanent like separation or cushion between the metal and wood, because it can squeak at that point. So that's
Okay.
one of the things that we've done.
Yeah.
And we even call out specifically, it's a construction adhesive, not subfloor adhesive that is like a polyurethane foam glue
Uh-huh.
that's very hard and brittle.
Okay.
We want that tough, strong adhesive that has a tiny bit of flexibility to it, and it prevents a floor squeak. But
Oh,
we came up with
wow.
that because in warranty we were finding, it's squeaking at
Mhm.
these joist hangers.
Mhm.
It drives people crazy.
Right.
They walk around
Yeah.
like they're in the haunted mansion or something. You can't stop all the squeaks, but
Yeah.
things like that structurally. So there's that's just one little thing that we've changed over the years, and we are constantly finding out if we find we always have a drywall crack at the spot, then we're
Mhm.
going all the way back to the framing. If you
Yeah.
have a good foundation, which is kind of easy, they put it up, pour the concrete, good to go.
Sure.
That framing is very important to get good.
I feel like
because
it
from that
goes up
point,
so fast every time, though.
it does. It's impressive, some of
Yeah.
these crews that we have,
Mhm.
and being a production builder, if you have 20 different models or something, and especially in a specific community, if they've been there for a while, they're typically building like kind of the same models over and over.
Okay.
So these guys, I mean, there's guys that just know the lengths of the wood to cut. They don't even
Okay.
have to look at the drawing for certain models because
Yeah.
they've done it so many times, which creates that efficiency for them. It's not new every time,
Mhm.
whereas in a custom home, it would take a lot longer. And sometimes we have things that are kind of customized, but we haven't, amazing drafting department. These guys
Yeah.
are great and they're always there to help too. But we have extremely detailed drawings, and so it helps those guys to move quickly,
Sure.
So that's why it seems so fast, I think.
So what does never satisfied with the status quo look like for the construction team specifically? Kinda go by that here at Berks Homes. Think you could maybe explain a little bit more detail what that means for construction?
I kind of use the anecdote of, going to Chick-fil-A. I've talked about this before. The feeling that you get when you're there
Yeah.
to eat a fried chicken sandwich. Nothing against Chick-fil-A,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
And then I always compare it to Burger King. It's one of my favorite things to compare it to. Big beef eater here, level Whopper with cheese. Every time I leave Burger King, I hope you're listening, I'm frustrated. I'm satisfied most of the time with what I've eaten,
Mhm.
but I just, when I
Service?
leave, it's dirty, the service is terrible.
Yeah.
I don't feel like people care.
Right.
Chick-fil-A does a great job
Yeah.
of making people care. I
Right.
truly believe that they
Yeah.
do, because
Mhm.
the one that I go to, it's like the same people. Now, if they're younger people and they've moved on into careers or out of
Sure.
school, but if there's people that's kind of their career working there, or they're
Right.
retired, it's like the same people all the time,
Yeah.
because you could tell they love working there.
Yes.
And so I feel like here we kind of have that same feeling. I feel like people work at Berks Homes because they want to work at this company,
Yeah.
because we care a lot about it, right?
Yeah.
And we aren't satisfied with the status quo.
Right.
This isn't like, I mean, I guess it's okay. No, it has to be, you know, perfectly done to
Mhm.
how we explain it to be in our scopes of work,
Yeah.
to our drawings that we have that are very specific. I mean,
Mhm.
we have details on drawings that give exact measurements just on the face of the house. And there are things that we call out that say that window is an inch too low on the whole front of the, house.
Yeah.
That there's a window, or there's a window head, or something's off. It could be off a half an inch, and we're being particular about that half inch
Yeah.
over 500 inches or whatever.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, because if you let all those little things go, they just compound, right? So we want to be able to look at it and just, I always say, would I be proud to bring the owner of the company out and go, I built this house, right? Would I show, I use the case of my mother, she's tough. And if I built her a home, I would be proud to say, hey, Mom, I made this for you,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And so that's kind of the feeling that you want to have when you do these things. Again, you're not just
Yeah.
like putting this widget together and
Right.
selling it, right?
Yeah.
So guys can put a flooring in and it can look good, but if you really look at it, it's a little bit crooked, or
Mhm.
there's gouges in it, or they left glue smeared everywhere.
Mhm.
So you want to be particular about that. And we drive to do that all the time. Are we perfect? No, nobody's perfect. Think people can miss things, but we have multiple sets of eyes to help that.
Yeah.
And some of our, where we're going with how we're going to move forward, we're going to get even more sets of eyes to help each other capture all those little
Yeah.
things. So that
Yeah.
final product's the best. Somebody just put this here, is the best product for our customers.
Yeah. 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 I feel like I'm never fully satisfied with my work. I feel like maybe there's maybe a few videos where I'm like, okay, yeah, that's good enough. But I feel like here at Berks, we do definitely try to find people who just want to keep growing, want to keep doing good work, and, be around good people. It's really cool how you can get a bunch of people kind of like minded like that all kind of function on the same
Right.
core values. So let's talk about a little bit more of our homeowners. Has a homeowner ever taught you something, and what was it?
Being passionate about every little thing,
Yeah.
having people kind of get upset about things that you might have thought were like, that's a little bit ridiculous.
Hmm.
And then when they explain to you, but it's important to me,
Right.
to have it right. And I'll just say, there's some people that are maniacal about what the inside of their cabinets look like at every angle, right?
Sure.
And so there could have been a little gouge up high that I
Mhm.
normally be like, well, I mean, it's in this cabinet. You have to
Right.
lay down to look at it.
Mhm.
But there's people that say, yeah, but that's my brand new cabinet that I
Yep.
just bought.
Right.
And that's actually made me who I am now. That's from
Yeah.
years ago when I was even young, like younger, even before being at Berks Homes.
Mhm.
I did mostly like I worked for a guy that we did a lot of high-end customer remodeling. So the people were kind of over your shoulder all the
Sure.
time. And I would see things and be like, yeah, that's fine. You can't. I always say, what's the cabinet guy looking at that? Like laying in there? Is there a little man that lives in there? And they're like, no, it's important to me. I see it when I clean. And I look up and I
Yeah.
think I bought this
Right.
product. And so now that's my thing. Even with this sounds crazy, but a concrete basement floor to me should be perfectly clean when somebody moves in.
Okay.
We pressure wash them. We require that.
Mhm.
Somebody, I don't know how I said that, require that didn't sound good. Somebody walks in with muddy shoes after it's been cleaned. We have to clean that now. And it doesn't mean sweep it up. It has marks. We might not even be able to mop it. You might have to pressure wash that spot again.
Okay.
But this is a person's brand new home. They
Yeah.
just bought this.
Yeah.
Shouldn't it be perfect?
Right.
Right. And so, again, we don't always catch those things. But when people buy a home, they get an orientation. They have that ability to go through and pick cosmetic things that are in finished areas.
Mhm.
Can concrete be a little rough around the edges? Yes, it's just a concrete floor.
Sure.
But should it be dirty? No. Right? Should a brand new floor in your kitchen have nicks in it? Absolutely not. Certainly shouldn't be dirty either.
Right.
Right. So that's the next level. That's a cosmetic finished item.
Mhm.
But even on those, anything to me, I always just like to say to the guys, does this look brand new? Like you just bought it? And Mike Pavey always kind of references like a new vehicle when you buy a
Mm.
new car.
Yeah.
You get a new car, like it's not dirty.
Right.
There aren't nicks and things, you
Yeah.
know. And I've become kind of maniacal about that when I've bought vehicles now. I like to go over with a fine tooth comb. Why shouldn't I? I just bought this
Yeah.
brand new product.
Mhm.
So if it has a ding or a scratch in it, so is it used or is it new? What did I get here? And so I remember specifically this lady, Mrs. Schuler, won't say her first name, but she probably remembers me if she would ever listen to this. She was the one that was maniacal about the cabinetry, literally watching me install every one of her custom cabinets
Mhm.
and making sure that everything inside and out was
Mhm.
perfect. And so, sure, you can see screws in there. They're supposed to be there, but there's not supposed to be a nick up there,
Yeah.
you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so you can get extreme about those things, but it is important to people. They have
Yeah.
pride in what they buy for
Yep.
themselves. And there's some people that may have never, they could be 65 years old and it's their first brand new home.
Yeah.
So can we have a little bit of care about what
Right.
we do there for
Yeah.
them? It's a big deal,
Mhm.
you know? So,
Yeah, there could be something that just takes maybe 15 minutes more of your time of that
right.
day. Okay, maybe it's 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you're about to leave, but, if it only takes 10, 15 minutes maybe to help them and fix that,
Yep.
their eyes are gonna widen, they're
Yeah.
gonna be in awe, and they're gonna be so much more happier when you
And
get
that
that
you cared
fixed.
about what they care
Right,
about,
yeah.
right? It's
It's
hard.
gonna change everything.
It's hard to be in a business that sells anything, I would think, to
Sure.
customers.
Yeah.
Everybody has a different viewpoint, right?
Mhm.
So just like we're working with all those personalities, we're also selling to people with different personalities, different wants and needs. Obviously, they have to be within reason. Somebody can't say I would like highly polished concrete walls that look like marble.
Mhm.
Sure, we're not going to do that, but we didn't say we would do that either, right?
Right.
So whatever product that we say we're going to sell, it should be installed
Yep.
properly and look perfect to me,
Yeah.
really, you know.
What's the weirdest buyer request you've ever had to do, and what did you do?
We did have a customer that was very concerned with the possibility of moisture coming through their walls and would take us through his basement. He felt he could better view the moisture with the lights off using a flashlight, and he would have us go around and we had to feel the walls with the back of our hand because, it's more sensitive, just like you check a baby bottle. Can you feel the moisture there? And it would just be cool
Yeah.
because the earth is 50 degrees.
Right.
So, your hand, it's moisture. No, it's cool, you know? So as for an action, I had to go around a basement in the dark with a man alone and with a flashlight, feeling with the back of my hand, fake moisture. It was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Guy. I'm trying to think in a home built. I mean, I don't know that we have many very odd things. We had something like things that I look at as odd are things that more than anything are things that I don't think like could possibly, hold up as well. If somebody's like, well, I mean, it's almost like if somebody said, I want to put carpet in my bathroom.
Right.
or something that's not like a waterproof surface, things like that. To me, I would say, I don't know if I would do that. Like
Yeah.
for the best value and for the best longevity in your home, I might say, oh, I don't know that I'd do that, or I wouldn't invest my money in that,
Hmm.
because I want something that holds up. And I mean, I'll be frank on here, hardwood floors, they're beautiful. I have them in my house and I covered them because they're a piece of furniture,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So when you get actual hardwood floors, don't ever have a pet for the rest of your life, never wear shoes, all those kind of things. And
Hmm.
to me, there's more value in other products that you can buy that are super durable
Hmm.
and are beautiful, right?
Yeah.
And so some people, I mean, we don't sell 3/4 inch hardwood like we used to. We'd have entire homes of it. And I'm like, do you guys walk around in microfiber slippers all day? How do you survive that?
Right. Yeah.
But as for odd, I mean, honestly, I have to say, I think that, we haven't really run into, I think our salespeople do a really good job of guiding people to make smart choices in their home.
Hmm.
So we haven't had, I mean, colors, there's a whole, sometimes I wonder if the Easter Bunny lives there. A lot of colors in there. That's
Yeah.
people's preference,
Sure.
you
Yeah.
know. But we haven't had really, I can't really think of an odd thing that anybody's ever done
Okay.
in a new home that's
Yeah.
like, oh, I wouldn't do that, short of just personal preference
Right.
over
Yeah.
products,
Yeah.
So we have some people that want like kitchens in their garages,
Oh, see, that's pretty odd.
yeah,
Yeah.
like odd to us, right?
Yeah.
There's people from some like Middle Eastern countries that cook a lot of foods that can have strong spices and
Okay.
things.
Yeah.
And so they know that and they're like, you know what? When we cook those certain things, we like to have it out in the
Okay.
garage,
Yeah.
not in the house.
Yeah.
It's actually a good
That
idea.
is a good idea. Yeah.
I mean, I have to say, I fry schmelts, part of
Hmm.
the seven fishes at
Okay.
Christmas, Italian
Yeah.
guy. I do it outside on my porch. So I
Okay.
guess maybe it's
Right.
not that weird
Yeah.
because I don't want my house to smell like fried fish.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So that's kind of odd. The first time I saw it, I was like, they want a kitchen out here? But it's like, you know, the norm,
Did
kind
they
of.
have two kitchens?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
indoor and outdoor.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But it's interesting, in different countries, and a lot of people from Asian countries put really heavy duty exhaust fans over their
Mm.
ranges
Okay.
because of the type of food that they cook, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like stir fried and
Yeah.
things. They put these really heavy duty exhaust ranges over to pull the like fried oil
Okay.
vapors and things like that out of, which is interesting. It's
Mhm.
like we should all have that, really,
Sure.
right? Yeah. So how different countries evolved, and then people may move here and buy one of our homes and they bring that tradition with them. And
Hmm.
it's like, oh, well, never thought of that.
Yeah, we have a decent amount of like multi-generational type families in our.
We do. I mean, it's becoming more and more. What's interesting, it's not so much a like US citizen type thing,
Hmm.
but when we have people that come from other countries, I mean, that's kind of normal around,
Hmm.
more normalized. I'd say the US is probably abnormal with that.
Yeah.
It may be becoming a little more normalized, just like people are kind of living together a little
Hmm.
bit more
Yeah.
monetarily in other countries and things. People take care of their family,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. I
know,
think I
we
heard
should do that a little bit more,
we should. Yeah. I think
you
I heard
know?
a joke the other day that other countries, they'll stay with their parents and elderly
Hmm.
and let them pass in their house or take care of them.
Yeah,
And then in America, we kind of just ship them off to like a retirement home.
exactly. I tell my mom all the time, I hope you find a nice spot, give her a hard time.
Yeah. I joke with my
No, it
mom too,
is.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
Right.
But I think, when you look at that, I think it's pretty cool that
It is. Yeah.
they kind of
They all
just
get
take care of
along
each
and
other.
yep.
And yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. It's
We
amazing.
need more of that in the
We
world,
do.
Brandon. Yeah. So it's getting more and more. I mean, we have homes with lots of bedrooms, and because
Hmm.
we have multifamilies, we're putting area wells in, which is basically you want to be able to get into your basement through a door, but you don't have a walkout condition, and
Okay.
you don't want like a perm entry or Bilco steel doors.
Yeah.
It's an actual big open well that you would almost like walking into a business downstairs, and there's
Oh.
an entry door.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
they're becoming more and more popular because
Hmm.
there's a family living in the basement,
Right.
there's a family living on the first floor,
Yep.
and there's a family living on the third, the second floor of the
Hmm.
house, third floor total. And so, because of these multi-generational families living together and helping each other, it's pretty
Yeah.
cool, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's opened my eyes to that. I told when my oldest son, who's 20 now, when he was like 16, I couldn't wait till he was 18. I told him so he could move out. Now I tell him, you can just live here forever. you
Yeah, I
know?
remember you telling me you would
Yeah.
say at lunch, you're like, "I'm gonna kick him out as soon as he gets
Yeah.
18."
Yeah.
I knew you were lying the
I was
entire
gonna
time.
punch him in his
You're a
face on his
huge nah,
18th
you're a
birthday.
huge softie. Get
Yeah,
out
I
of here.
am. Now, but, hey, having him around now, even at my
Yeah,
age, it's great to have the help to carry things in, things
right.
like that,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that's awesome.
Mhm.
So tell us about a difficult challenge on a job that, looking back, you're actually proud of how the team handled the outcome.
We had a job in the Pottstown area with a full finished basement and just right I think they settled literally like the first weekend they lived there. There was a major flood, like a giant storm. And because there's all this construction around that property,
Mhm,
not every yard's properly graded. There was a lot of water flow that came in
mhm.
and flooded the basement. And I know how I'd be if I had a brand new house and my
Yeah,
basement just got flooded.
right.
And it was actually one of Oscar Parmiter's jobs. It's one of our supers.
Mhm,
Oscar's a great superintendent, great home builder, but he's a big, gruff kind of guy. Not that he doesn't care,
mhm.
but he doesn't strike you as the kind of guy that would like spin into action to help everyone.
Sure.
And he, along with others in the company that dealt with the customers, I mean, they got there, got everything cleaned up, really helped these people to the point of you took a customer that was really upset with us and turned it all the way around that they couldn't stop thanking us enough because they, Oscar and everyone else involved showed how much they cared that they wanted to make this right,
Yeah,
not just because it's their job.
right.
Like they felt
Mhm,
these people were upset and cared and wanted to help.
mhm.
There can be guys that come, you could have a flooded basement in your house you live in now, and you call a company to come out, and it's a bunch of people with no emotional attachment to
Right.
you.
Yeah.
But because the people in this company are emotionally attached to their work, it is conveyed, just like I said about Chick-fil-A. Other great places. There's a lot of places I go to, businesses that I go to because the way people make me feel when I'm there. They did a great job. Those people knew that Berks Homes and these employees cared about them and wanted to make it right. And they did. And
Mhm.
it was awesome to take this thing where, I mean, it's very upsetting,
Yeah,
right? When this happens, I can't imagine if it's in my house for how upset we get about it.
right.
We don't live there,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And these people were there and the people, it's just, they just said you could feel that everyone cared so much. And I was proud, especially of Oscar, and I'll call him out on here. When you talk to him, you wouldn't necessarily feel like that would come from him. He's actually a super kind guy,
Yeah,
but he's a big, tough construction worker guy. He's a worker man, as my
yeah,
kids would call him.
right.
And he made those people feel so good because they knew that he cared and he made everything right, got it all fixed up, cleaned up, sprung into action, and turned a bad situation around really quickly. And
Yeah.
we have lots of our warranty guys are awesome. They do a lot of that, and they're all like really good people,
Mhm,
and the people, overall know that they care a
mhm.
lot, and so they kind of do that every day, almost
Yeah,
impact people
right.
in those situations.
Yeah,
And there can be somebody that's mad at one little nick on the floor that, like, somebody'd say, okay, it's one nick, we'll take care
yeah,
of it, right?
right.
But they have a way of making them feel like that's the most important nick in the house, and we're going to take care of this
That's
for you
awesome.
because that's
Yeah,
what's important to that
yeah,
person,
right.
right? So there's different levels,
Mhm.
and so that team at that time, it was kind of interesting because my role had changed here a little bit.
Yeah,
I was kind of like the production manager previously, like directly managing the superintendents, and then I moved in the director of construction. So it was me and then a production manager and the superintendent, in
okay.
those steps.
Yeah,
So I didn't have as like close of a relationship at that time
mhm.
with Oscar. And so like I was just super proud of him because I didn't feel like it's like, oh, because of my influence, I like it's just who he was
Yeah,
in that moment. And so I was proud. I was like, yeah, this guy's awesome,
that's
you
amazing.
know.
So you've been here over 20 years, Berks Homes, what made you stay?
I know I say this a lot and I think people think it's sounds corny. That's as my oldest son would say. But it's just this company, well, first and foremost, they care about the product. I'm not going to work. I've worked for people who don't care about the customer. I'm not going to work there. That's
Yeah,
not who I am.
right.
Number one. And they truly do care about the customer. They also care about the people here. This company is always taking care of my family.
Mhm.
I've had some health issues through my life, and in those times, they always stepped up and helped take care of my family. So I feel like I owe them to take care of them. But the main thing is every day doing things with passion and knowing that the people that you work for want you to be passionate
Yeah.
about it and are passionate
Yeah.
about it,
They
right?
want you to grow and
There's
be
a lot of
successful.
people that just drive and they want you to just make money. They
Yeah.
don't care,
Right.
right? Obviously, we have to make money to operate as an organization,
Sure.
buy land, build houses, things like that.
Yeah.
But to do it while caring about
Mhm.
every step, like truly caring and
Yeah.
about the people, it's pretty unusual.
Right.
And, when I tell people that don't work here, they kind of think I'm crazy, or there's people that worked here and have left.
Mhm.
And then they look back and say, oh, yeah, it was different.
Mhm.
Everybody cares a lot. And when you're never going to get in trouble for doing something here because you just cared about it and you
Right.
were trying to do it right. Maybe it wasn't exactly the right step to take,
Mhm.
but because you cared about it, listen, it's okay. Next time, let's do it this way.
Yeah.
You were just doing what you thought was the right thing in that moment.
Sure.
Whereas I know that there's other places that you do it how I tell you, and that's it.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter. They don't,
Yeah.
care about people.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. When I started, I just
I
needed
think you worked at. I mean, that little bit when I first met you,
Yeah.
you were frustrated
Yep.
at your. I mean, you were young, so you weren't working a long time, but you'd had
Mhm.
multiple jobs, and you kind of just felt like all these companies just want you to work there and make. I mean,
Sure.
I kind of remember you talking about that.
Yeah.
And I won't call out any companies, but you said they'd have us wear different shirts on days because it made people buy that product.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
food place,
Yeah.
but you didn't believe in it because
Mhm.
you just felt like they're just a big machine,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, because I think this company impacts you differently than when you first started here, right? Now that you know what it's
Yeah.
like.
I mean, I just needed a job.
Right.
I got it after a couple months after college, and I went to the Art Institute of York, and then just kind of, it's weird. I've always been kind of creative, but I wasn't super passionate with art in high school, but then I just kind of did it in college and then kind of excelled a little bit in it, and then got a job here, did it for a couple years here, and then yeah, I don't know. Like I can see the perspective of when somebody kind of just wants to get a new job. Like I never
Hmm.
thought I'd still be like in home building and construction. Like it probably took me at least like 4 years to truly learn the entire kind of process and
Right.
how to actually build a home, what goes into it, all the people. It's interesting. I never thought I'd really be very interested in it, and I am. I love learning about it. I love like listening to you and just explaining more about it and how like here at Berks, like we really try to connect all of our people, every job, even though if you don't meet the customer, we are helping that customer get into that home,
Hmm.
like, and be as happy as possible. And I just think that's really cool. And you're right, like I'm sure there's other companies like this that do kind of the similar things that we do, but we really push that here, try to show that visually as much as possible, of course, and do a lot of storytelling here. But I think after a few years, when I went into video, because I wasn't really talking to a lot of people, I probably only talked to you and Joe and a
Right.
few other people for a couple years, and now I talk to almost like anybody and everybody in the company. I usually take like a headshot of somebody, and that's how I meet them and learn a little bit about them. And I don't know. I never thought I was really a people person, but I enjoy meeting good, nice
You
people.
can tell when you're around people that you actually want to meet them.
Right.
I
Yeah.
told you that before.
Yeah.
You being a people person comes out in your videos.
Yeah. Well, I don't
Um,
think I'm as blue as I used to be
yeah,
ever since I started my own business, but think I think I'm a little bit more green. There's still blue in there. I still
yeah,
do whatever I can to make the client or customer happy, or just maybe I don't agree with things they need changed in the final product. It doesn't matter. Like if they think they need that, I'll do it for them to make them
right.
happy. Because at the end of the day, it's their story too. It's not just my creation. It's
Well,
you're
and
telling their story.
you've gone and videoed our customers. We've had customers that give
Yeah.
testimonials.
Yeah.
I'm
Those are
sure
really fun
that's
to do.
while you're there working, it's
Yeah.
still impactful to you. You're
Yeah,
actually
I get to
talking to somebody.
learn. Yeah.
We're not, it's not somebody at work telling you
Right.
that, hey, you did a good job
Yeah.
here. It's the person that you sold a product to
Right.
saying,
Yeah.
thank you. I love this place.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I could see their
Because they
beautiful
want
home,
to.
how
Yeah.
they decorated it. I
They
think we've
might
done
have
at
kids and
least
pets, and
right.
some of the videos, and that's where it's impactful. Like when because you don't deal directly with the
Yeah.
customers as much, but when you're doing your job and you're going to these homes and
Right.
like literally going in, people have like a baby or they have their
Yep.
elderly grandparent or parent there and they're taking care of them. And when you look at it like that, it's way different than just a product that you're
Right.
giving to
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. I think we definitely push the boundaries instead of just trying to have a pretty picture of a home to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
We want to try to at least tell your story.
Watch the microphone.
Yeah, I actually finally hit. But we actually try to, tell the story of you living in a home instead of just trying to sell you that product. We want you
Exactly.
to vision yourself living in your own home and being happy with it and
Right.
creating your story for it.
That's why we both work here.
But yeah, I do agree. If we didn't have like two owners that crucially care about the customer, our employees, our story, the product, like I don't think I'd be here. I definitely
Right.
wouldn't be here. You and Joe are also big reasons why, because you guys are like practically real close friends of mine now. Like I never thought I don't know. I was always growing up to be like, don't get too close to people at
Right.
work and stuff. It could be hairy, but like I genuinely, care about you guys and it's really cool.
That's great.
I
We had to break you in a little bit,
yeah, a
but
little
now you
bit,
know,
I
right?
guess. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Are we gonna hug after this on the
Yeah.
camera?
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
We've
All
hugged
right.
before.
All
It's
right.
okay.
It's all right.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this episode. I think
Awesome.
this was a pretty good one. I
Thanks
just
for
wanted
having
to,
me.
yeah, of course, man.
It's fun.
I'm excited to do more of these and help out Katie and Ben. You're going to see more different people in other departments and hopefully even get some trade partners on here. But
Oh, that'd be great.
yeah, it'd be awesome. Looking forward to that. We're going to try to take this to a different level, go more out on the field, interview some construction guys. So I'm sure you guys will like to hear that and see that when that happens.
Yeah,
So,
that
but yeah,
sounds great. I look forward to seeing those, and any help you need, you let me know.
appreciate it. Cool.
All
Well,
right.
thanks for
Thanks,
being
bud.
here. Yeah.
You're welcome.
See ya.
See ya.